Welcome to our channel, everyone. I hope everybody's doing great and keeping safe. In today's video, we're going to talk about CRS scores. At the moment, everybody knows the cutoff is around 471, and sometimes it goes up and down. The last draw 2 days ago saw 461 CRS scores. The question is, how do you get 460 or 470 CRS scores? I was speaking to my cousin who is in India and doing his bachelor's, and he's working as well. And we calculated his CRS score. So from that, I got an idea on how you can actually get 470 CRS scores. It's really cold out here right now. You can see a pile of snow behind me. So I'm gonna go home on my computer and we will do the calculations, and I'm gonna run a few scenarios on what is the requirements to get 470 CRS score. Stay tuned with us. Okay, everyone. So today's video, what we're going to do is we're going to calculate the CRS scores. We are going to try to understand how CRS scores work, and then we have 6 scenarios in front of you, which we're going to try to calculate the CRS scores for, and see who is going to be able to clear that cutoff of 471 CRS scores. Personally, I do not like this express entry system because this is a really biased system, because it's actually going to prefer people who have a much higher education and a lot of work experience and a very high English IELTS score or French scores. But majority of the people who are in the market right now, I would say they're going to be most likely graduates with a good 3 to 5 years of experience and a decent IELTS score. And we'll see that if they're going to be able to clear the cutoff or not. So if you look at the scenarios, the first one, I've taken up somebody who is up to the age of 29 and he's a bachelor, he or she is a bachelor. No work experience, they just got off the school. And I'm putting the highest possible IELTS scores according to our CRS calculator, because I want to make sure that when we are doing these calculations, I cannot go through each and every combination. So I'm going to go with the highest, and you can see that if you get to achieve the highest English IELTS score, what your score is going to be. And the marital status is single, so there is no information in the spousal category. So to calculate the CRS score, we go to cic.gc.ca, and this is the link for the CRS scores calculation, and I'm going to leave this in the comment section down below as well. So to start with, the first question is, what is your marital status? And you will see there are different options for separated, married, never married, widowed, common law partners. So we're going to select never married or single. How old are you? The reason I'm selecting anything from 20 to 29 years of age is mentioned here, where there is a good breakdown of the CRS scores. And if you see, from 20 years to 29 years of age, without a spouse, you get 110 points. And this is the maximum points you can get. And after 29 years of age, every year you're losing 5 points each, 4 to 5 points each. So the best time to actually apply for getting a high score in express entry is before 30 years of age. But after 30 years, there are other options which we are not going to speak in this video. So let's move on. Level of education. We will select bachelor's degree, 3 or more years program at university. Have you ever earned a Canadian degree, diploma or certificate? The answer is no. Official languages. Canadian official language are English and French. Are your test results less than 2 years old? So these are the different options. You can do CELPIP or IELTS. These are both English tests. And TEF or TCF. They are both for French. Usually people go for IELTS. Let's select IELTS then. Speaking, the maximum you can get is 7.5 to 9. So between 7 and 9, you're going to get the same scores. For listening, 8.5 to 9. So it's a really high score. Reading, 8 to 9. And writing, 7.5 to 9. So keep in mind that if you really want to score high in IELTS, you need to only aim to get 7.5 in speaking and writing. So your basic concentration or more concentration you need to do is on your listening and your reading, which is 8.5 and 8. Do you know any other language results? I would say not at the moment, because most people that I know, well, they come from South Asian countries or Asian countries, African countries. They only usually speak one language between English and French. But you get up to 25 points for a second language as well. So keep that in mind. If you're bilingual, that's going to work in your benefit. Work experience in last 10 years. How many years of skilled work experience in Canada do you have? No. In last 10 years, how many total years of foreign experience? None. Do you have a certificate of qualification? No, from Canada. Do you have any valid job offers? No. Do you have a nomination certificate? No. Do you or your spouse or common law partner have at least one brother or sister living in Canada? Again, no. And let's do a calculation. So this is the calculation. They actually break down your scores for age, education, language, since you don't have any spouse, so spousal factor is 0. Skills, transferability factors, basically that if you have education and work experience, they calculate points, and additional points based on if you have anybody you know in Canada, or you have a job offer, or you studied in Canada. So if you can see that without any experience, with the best possible English IELTS scores, you are going to get 391 points. Okay, so 391, and at the moment the cutoff is at 471. So there is no possible way that you're going to be able to clear this express entry profile cutoff with this education and this much of work experience. So let's check the second option. The same person under 29 years of age. The only thing I changed is put 3 years of work experience. So if we go back here and we change the foreign skilled work experience from 0 to 3 years, as you can see that 3 years or more would give you the same points. So you calculate your scores again. You are at 441. Okay, let's put it in here. Again, 441 is a very good score, but it's still really below the cutoff. At this point, if you have 441 scores, based on what type of bachelor's you have and what type of work experience you have, you'll be more likely to get a nomination from a province if your work experience is something which is in demand in that province. So it's going to be a good option to consult a good immigration consultant at this point and check with them to see that if you have a possibility of getting a provincial nomination. So now the scenario 3 and 4, you're going to see that I've highlighted diploma and bachelor's, and on the fourth one I have highlighted master's. You'll be surprised if you have a degree and a diploma or a master's, your scores are going to jump really high. Okay, and we're keeping everything else the same. Experience is 3 years, age up to 29 years, and marital status single, but I've calculated these points already, so let's plug them in. With the diploma and bachelor's, you're going to get 474 points, and with master's you're going to get 481 points, and these are clearly above the existing cutoff point, which is 471 points. So if you have these scores and this is what your credentials are, all you need to do is just go online, make a express entry profile. If you're not confident in doing that, reach out to a good immigration consultant or message me in through the comment section down below. I'll be more than happy to help you out in this one. And once your express entry profile is there, you are very likely to get a invitation to apply in the next draw, which usually happens every 2 weeks. So your dream to come to Canada is right in front of you. This is what you need to do to get your points. And now if you can see that if I've put all of these high points for IELTS in there, and you're at 474 points. So let me show you what will happen that if your points are, if your IELTS scores are not as high as we just mentioned. you'll see that for CLB 9, CLB 8, you're getting 31 points, 23 points. But if you get CLB 7, from 23 points in each category, you're going to get 17 only. Okay, so this is going to bring your scores down from the cutoff, and it will become a little bit difficult to get the invitation to apply. So this is why the things which can improve your express entry points are your IELTS scores. So keep that in mind if coming to Canada is your goal and you're in college or university or working. Spend as much time as you possibly can in improving your English and get a high IELTS score. Okay. Now, this is the 4 scenarios for people who are single. Now, the reason I did only 2 scenarios for married people is that I wanted to show that if you are a bachelor with the same specifications here in the scenario 2 and same specifications here in scenario 4, and you are married with a person who is again a bachelor's with 3 years experience and all good high IELTS score, how much points you get. Okay. So this is the calculations I've done already through the website, and you will see that in scenario number 5, where your bachelor's 3 years experience and your partner has the same points, you're getting 443 points. You're still not over the cutoff. But if you are master's degree, you have a master's degree, 3 years experience, and your partner is even a bachelor or undergraduate, you will still be able to clear the cutoff and you will be able to come to Canada. So this clearly shows that having a partner may or may not be a beneficial factor for your CRS scores. You can by yourself get your scores high, because doing a diploma plus bachelor is going to be something which you have to start early after your +2. But if you're bachelors, you can aim to do this. You can, if you are interested in studying, you could do your masters in India, and then in the meantime you could get your full-time work experience as well. And this is how much your points you're going to get, and you're going to be able to clear your scores. Other than that, there are a bunch of other factors which are going to increase your scores. So this is the breakdown of the scores, and I'll show you at the very end that the things which can improve your scores over here. So additional points. So if you have a brother or sister living in Canada who is a Canadian citizen or permanent resident of Canada, you get 15 points. They're not a lot, but they're obviously going to help. If you have, remember I said that the people who are bilingual, they're going to benefit. So these 2 lines over here, if you have LC 7 or high in all 4 French language skills and scored a CLB 4, which is really, really low in English, you still get 25 points. So basically, if you're proficient in one language, but only know the other language a little bit, you still get points. But if you, in this case, if you're proficient in 4 French languages and CLB 5 or higher in English, you get 50 points. And 50 points is a lot in a CRS system. So other than that, if you have studied in Canada, which I do not want to consider for this video, the reason is that this video is mainly targeted to people who are not in Canada, who have their education and work experience from a foreign country, and they really want to come to Canada. Arranged employment, 200. This is in NOC 00 category. This is very difficult to get, but if you have an employer which is willing to give you a job offer in an LMIA, we can get that done for you and then get you this 200 points, and this will more or less guarantee you an invitation, or we can apply for a work permit for you. Again, if you are getting an employer to give you a job offer in LMIA in 0A or B category, or mainly A and B, you get 50 points. But if you get a nomination from a province, you get 600 points. So this is the reason why I say that people who are in mainly this category, they have good experience, they have a bachelor's degree, good IELTS, and they have 441 points. The provinces love people who have good education and good work experience with high IELTS scores. And if their profession is in demand in the province you're looking to get into, it's easier to get a provincial nomination. But the trick to do that is you have to make your profile in a way that that shows that you really want to go into that province. So important point here is that do not just make your express entry profile thinking, yeah, somebody will pick me up. It doesn't really work that way. And again, the express entry profiles are valid for 1 year only. And the very first time you make that profile, that database get entered into the backend database for Immigration Canada, and it stays there. So whatever choices you make for the first time are going to be visible to anybody looking into your profile at the back end, trying to understand that if they would want to give you a nomination for that province. So it's not really an advice which I would like to give to people, that do not make an express entry profile if your CRS scores are not high enough to get you a cutoff. Okay, and if you're aiming for a provincial nomination, it's very important that you show your intention to be in that province through your express entry profile. If you don't do it, more or less the province is going to see your profile and see that this person is not even interested in going to, say, Alberta or Nova Scotia or Saskatchewan, and they're not going to send you an invitation. All right, everyone, and I hope watching this video you get some idea on how to calculate your CRS scores and what do you need to get to the cutoff at the current moment. And if you like the contents of the video, please hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, share it with people who would love to see this information and who do aim to come to Canada through the express entry system, and they were struggling to figure out their CRS scores. Thank you very much for watching. Have a good night and stay safe, please.